Hey, you!
Hey.
Hey,
I didn't get a recording in progress yet. Did you?
Yeah, we
yes.
did.
Now you did. The world's a better place because you are here to join us. My name is Matt Brown, and I am the host of the Productive Conversations podcast. And it is a Tuesday, April 2nd, 2025, the first show of Productive Conversations in April 2025, kicking off a new spring season. And things are about to get a lot of fun as we are about to head into a very busy month for the show. Ryan and Jose are joining me tonight. Hello, gentlemen.
How's it going? Hey, you, Jose.
Hey, you. What's up, fellas?
I'm great. I'm great. After a week off from the TweetCap, it's great to get back in high gear. There's a lot to talk about. And as we head into a month with the Final Four, WrestleMania, the beginning of baseball season, the start of the NBA playoffs and the NHL playoffs, and a UFC event, a big UFC event as well, plus whatever else is going on this spring. Let's kick it off with this, a great productive conversation here on one of our TweetCaps. And before we talk about what's trending in our world today, just want to remind you to like and subscribe to the Productive Conversations podcast, all podcasts and platforms and YouTube. And don't forget to check out exclusive content regarding the show across all social media platforms. We are on Instagram at Productive Conversations Podcast, X and Twitter at ProdComboPod. We're on TikTok at Productive Conversations and Facebook at Productive Conversations. And as always, we'd like to thank our presenting sponsor, Magic Mind. Magic Mind is a brand new deal for us as we head into the rest of 2025 to get 20% off your first subscription or 48% off your first one-time purchase. Go to magicmind.com/PC, PCP, PCLT, PCMBLT. That is magicmind.com/PCMBLT. And check out the description check out the link in the description below on all podcasting platforms and YouTube and get your first subscription or get more of the ultimate chill and amazing elixir known as Magic Mind. Magic Mind, reclaim your brain. So, guys, I haven't seen you all in a week in the same room. How's everything going?
It's going pretty good. I
I
can't
can't
complain.
complain. Yeah,
There
same.
you go.
Mhm. Awesome. Ryan's back from California. He turned 30 over the week. How's it feel?
hmm It's been good. I tired. The time change definitely impacted me more than I thought it would. I figured I was only there for 4 days, so it wouldn't be quite as bad. But um, no, definitely woke up late today and had to rush out of my house and all that good stuff. So, but I'm getting back into the swing of things. It's getting cold back where I am too, which is a real shame because when I first got back, at least it was warm down here in the south. But now it's getting cold again. All our beautiful trees are dying uh, again. So we'll see. But happy to be back on the show. So that's always a good thing, having the show back.
Excellent. Jose, what you been up to? I saw you got a new dog. Is that correct? Rumor word on the
Yes.
Ooh.
street.
Got me a little teacup poodle. His name is
Jose the
Cody.
poodle.
So, yeah.
You named him
Aw,
Pony?
Cody.
Cody,
Oh, Cody.
like the American Nightmare and greatest WWE champion of all time, Cody Rhodes.
Did you really name him after Cody Rhodes?
Yeah,
No.
that's canon now.
I was going for Toby, and everybody outvoted me for Cody.
All
Well,
right. Well,
there we go.
congratulations, Jose. Congratulations, Cody. Congratulations, Ryan. And as I said, let's begin a stellar spring season. And just a correction, I apologize. I messed up the promo code. It's actually imaginemind.com/. PCLT20, not PCMBLT20. It's PCLT20. Go to imaginemind.com/PCLT20 for 20% off a one time purchase or 48% off your first subscription and reclaim your brain. So, where do I start? As we are heading into better places with the podcast, going to take on new things that maybe we wouldn't in the past, but you'll see as we progress there. But it's going to be good. And continuing the productive conversations tradition, we've passed the 500 show mark, And now it's time to turn it up a notch. And you will see exactly what I mean. So why don't we first talk about pop sensation Chappell Roan making some
Mm.
noise within our industry. She was on the Call Her Daddy podcast recently. The 27-year-old singer shared her observations about parenthood among her peers specifically.
Hmm.
She noted that many of her friends with young children seem to be unhappy and sleep deprived, go as far as to say that parenting is hell, and leading her to question whether she wants to become a parent herself. These candid comments, though despite controversy, they did have its contractors as well. Some people agreed to what she said. Some people have felt the challenges and the systematic issues going into parenting, and some people think she's full of shit. And some people think she doesn't know what she's talking about. And some people should think that she should shut up about what is going on with parenting. So why don't we hear her exact words, which you can hear straight from the source, and this is what she has to say. Thanks to Call Her Daddy.
Parents do that. I'm the oldest of 4. My mom had me at 23. All of my friends who have kids are in hell. I don't know anyone. I actually don't know anyone who's like happy and has children at this age. I have like a 1-year-old, like 3-year-old, 4 and under, 5 and under. I literally have not met anyone who's happy, anyone who has like light in their eyes, anyone who has slept.
These are not looking too good.
I'm like, why did my parents do that? I'm the oldest of 4. My mom had me at 23. All of my friends who have kids are in hell.
Okay.
I don't know anyone. I actually don't know anyone who's like happy and happy.
And as we know and as we cover on the show, Chappell Roan doesn't seem to like anything. Often complain
Yeah.
about her own success and her getting recognized, and now only adding to that fire. And reckon she's 27 years old, and anybody who's having kids, unless you're a mega celebrity or athlete, probably difficult, especially in this world and economy.
Yeah.
But some bold words to say, and only adding to her reputation of just being a spoiled, I won't say spoiled brat, but a very, very aggravated person that soon might turn off people for good. Who knows? You can only take so much of somebody to complain about everything, especially for someone as talented as her. And I don't want to take it away. I generally like some of her songs and music. But is life that bad for you, Chappell Road? Especially
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of the part that it's always so weird. I mean, yeah, she seems to be upset about basically everything, which, I mean, listen, maybe all her friends with kids genuinely don't have light behind their eyes. I don't know much about having kids. I do work in a very, very limited capacity with kids, but none of my own at the moment in very limited capacity. But from what I know, from what I've seen and what I've talked to parents about, they don't get very much sleep. So that part's probably just 100% true that they're tired all the time. I'm tired all the time. Maybe Chappell's tired all the time. She's definitely allowed to not want kids, and she's also like allowed to point out that it doesn't seem fun to her. And I don't. I mean, I know some people be like, "Well, she was like, why did my parents do?" It's like, whatever. Yeah, everyone should be able to do what they want, right?
Why did my parents give me life?
Exactly. Everyone should like be able to do what they want. Her parents obviously wanted a family, and they had one, which is great for them. She maybe doesn't want a family, and that's also okay. Definitely don't have a family if you don't want one. That's a bad idea, a recipe for disaster if ever there was one. But like my thing is she's got so little to really be upset about. And I don't say that lightly because I don't believe that money and success buy happiness. Not totally. I think that there are plenty of very successful people who are just miserable. Some of them dispositionally so, some of them just because they're not fulfilled. I don't know which of those two is Chappell Roan, but I have a hard time believing it's the feeling unfulfilled. She's accomplished quite a lot in a very short amount of time as a musician. Um, and so I just feel like she's just dispositionally kind of down and dour. And like it's not that bad. You know what I mean? You got Pink Pony Club royalty checks for the rest of your life. It's not that bad. And I get, she should be able to say she doesn't want to be a mom. And that's totally fine. We shouldn't force anyone to be a mom. But like just in general, on some issue, find some things that you're not upset about. Talk about those things. Next podcast you go on, just talk about whatever it is that you like. And
Or
if
at
there's
least make some.
genuinely,
Oh,
I was
sorry,
like,
my
if there's
bad.
genuinely nothing that you like, if the next podcast you can't just talk about positive things, then that's like, maybe just sit with that for like a minute. Go to a quiet place. You've got lots of money. You can buy out a place just to sit with your team quietly and be like, wow, we're making all this music. We're making all this money. We're making all these people happy with our songs. Why is it that I can't find a single thing in my life that doesn't make me angry or sad? Like, you know what I mean? And she's got her mental health issues that she talks about, and I don't know anything about them. I'm not going to comment. But if she's got these mental health things, then, just if that's the case, maybe work a little harder on this, right? Take a little time off, perhaps. I just, how can you have so much success in the field you chose, a field people dream of being in, have all these fans, and still just be so constantly aware of the things you dislike, you know?
Man, she still has to be choosing this way too. Now, mental health issues are one thing too, but as we've discussed, that can't be a full excuse. But
No.
at the same time, like, remember what our friend Game is Game said about
Mm,
emo and goth girls, and the difference from them is
very true.
one hates the world and blames themselves, and the other loves that shit. And a literal quote from him.
Yeah,
I forgot which is which. I guess that'd be the goth person who would hate the
maybe,
world,
yeah.
but actually likes it, or
Mhm.
the
Right.
emo person actually, and she's just really embracing that culture in a way.
Yeah, I kind of, but like it's off-putting, right? I mean, maybe Jose, if I'm wrong, you could chime in here too, but like it's off-putting to hear somebody who has so much constantly being upset.
No, I
You know
get
what
it.
I mean? Like I don't know. I mean, and it happens on like smaller scales too. Like, even just if, people who are doing moderately well are complaining to a group of people who are doing less well, it gets annoying. You know what I mean? Like it
Hmm.
gets annoying.
Yeah,
So
at
like
least
the
make some
fact that
music
she's
out of it.
right, she's doing so well. She is making music out of it. That's the other
Yeah,
thing, right? Like she's got all her breakup songs. She's got all the songs about fitting in and her sexuality and all that stuff. Like it's not like she hasn't been able to use any of this for her music as well, but it's just like you've got so much going for you. Like if you want to talk to, I don't know, who is she friends with? Is she friends with anybody who's a celebrity that we know of?
Not
I
that I
don't
know
No?
know
of.
that. I don't know that crew, that generation
Well, I'm
like
just
that.
saying that I don't even know that she has a
But
crew. That might be part of the problem. Who's her famous
Alex
friends?
Weber. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Okay.
That's just who they interviewed.
I'm just saying, all right. Well, all right, let's pretend like, let's pretend that that's like the case. Like maybe she's actually genuinely friends with some of these podcast hosts, right? Talk offline about that. Talk offline about your semi-charmed life and how you can't understand why anybody would want to add
Understandable.
kids to the mix. Like, yeah, I don't know.
I
That's
think
my
that's a
thought.
fair
Just
point, Ryan.
give your fans some escapism, please. We need that more than anything else right now. And you don't, frankly. You might feel like you do, Chappell Roan, but you don't need it. You've got plenty going for you. Your fans do not. Give them something to escape into.
And as we've seen with one Gen Z celebrity named Rachel Ziegler, that if you keep at it, you will really annoy people. You might even limit the opportunities that come your way. You might even ruin your reputation or
I think
even
she
a
already
whole
has.
brand's reputation.
I think she already
Even though it's,
has.
yeah, it's too late because that story was last week when we were off. But
Oh, I don't mean that.
yeah,
I mean Chappell Roan. Like, how many times she's canceled a bunch of concerts? Remember all that? We covered that on the show.
yeah. I'm just saying, like, you can
I would
only
never buy
deal
a
with
ticket to her
somebody.
show.
You can only deal with somebody wanting so much,
Right.
especially for fans that you don't even. I'm not saying she hates her fans. She hasn't said that yet, but we'll wait for the day that she says that.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait till somebody says I don't like my fans, and it's not a heel wrestler playing a character.
It'll definitely be her. But anyway,
Yeah,
not definitely, but if anyone's gonna do it, right? No, but like I wouldn't buy a ticket to that show. I wouldn't trust that the show's gonna happen. She's pulled out of like
right.
five. You'd be crazy to buy a ticket to that or buy a ticket to a festival to see her. Like, she's pulled out of so many. Like, why would you do that to yourself? Get yourself excited about a show you may not get to see.
Not playing like that, brother. Not playing like that. But
Mm-hmm.
there are things to move on to, but Chappell Roan, it's okay. It's okay. It really is. And again, I mean, most important thing, have kids first, or like be a nanny or a big sister or somebody to at least comment on the parenting part, because and
Right.
not a lot of people now in their 20s are kids, even rich people.
Yeah. You
So
could
that's
wait.
kind of hard to say too. People are having
Yeah.
kids much later in life at this point. So, talk to those people, if anything.
Well, yeah, just don't pass yourself off as an authority on something you don't know. Admit
Right.
what you don't know. That's
I
all.
was at a
Or you can just tell her to shut the fuck up.
I mean,
It's
she
not.
can have an opinion. I don't have a problem with her not wanting kids or thinking they're a lot of work. Frankly, from what I know, they are. So it's not like I don't care that she said what she said. It's just, to me anyway, the overall issue is how just down she is all the time. And then on this specific issue, it's like, all right, well, couch some of that language into
Right.
what you think. Like, yeah, you, Chappell Roan, don't see the benefit or the appeal of having kids. But that doesn't mean other people can't. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody else has a sold
Yeah.
out tour. Some other
No.
people, they got some more free time. You know what I mean?
Right. Just speaking of, I actually was at a baby shower this weekend for my cousin,
Ah,
and
fun.
there was a, it was a, there were the father has a very big Dominican family, so very big Dominican, um, um, a big Dominican influence there, and those people know how to party, as I've learned. There was an open bar, a top shelf open bar at this baby shower. That's not normal, is it? Like maybe it's some beer and wine, but
Sometimes.
open bar?
I don't know. I mean,
There's
obviously, I
open
don't.
bar, but not top shelf. Top
Yeah, I
shelf,
wouldn't
that's
say
rare as
top
hell.
shelf.
Yeah,
That's a lot of money, but
I mean, there was JMO, there was Cuervo, there was Grey Goose. I mean, they went all out. We had a good time. So,
yeah, no,
In
that's cool.
Dominican.
yes, that too. A lot of fun. Very good. Very good time. All right, guys. I have some sad news or positive news, depending on how you take this. Sydney Sweeney, considered probably one of the most beautiful and greatest girls of all time. Recently, it came out that her and her longtime fiance, Jonathan Davo, ended their engagement. They were engaged as they were dating since 2018, engaged back in 2022. Reports indicated that the couple were living separately since January, with Sweeney choosing to focus on her acting career. She is currently involved with a bunch of projects, and sources suggest that the demands of her personal commitments contributed to the decision to call off the wedding. Following this breakup, Sydney attended the wedding of her former co-star Glenn Powell, her sister's wedding. Remember we talked about this thing that could be happening? I don't know, but definitely depending on who you are, some people were bummed out. It's sad when an engagement is called off, or some people were happy, like weird dudes out here. But if we want to, where do we go first? First the breakup, or let's just straight up ask: is it Glenn Powell's fault that they're going separate ways? I mean, look at this. Like, there's some chemistry here, and anything but you. Was this
they're
acting
acting.
here? I don't know.
I think they are.
Like
but,
this person says in the comment, Sarah, his hand on the back of her neck and the way he flipped them over, I feel sick. Oh boy.
I know you want to. I know you're trying.
know.
I see where you're trying to start, but I have to
She
start
literally hit him with. She literally hit Jonathan, who we feel for in this country, with the "It's not you, it's me." But doesn't if love prevails anything, if there was truly love in there, come on.
I'm just going to say, hold up, before we get into whether or not Glenn Powell broke up this relationship, which is clearly what Matt wants to talk about. I have to talk about the absolute thirstiest introduction that this show has ever had, with calling her the greatest woman of all time.
I said one of. I said one of. Who's denying that?
Whatever it was high praise that I'm not She is earned, but she's very nice. Certainly to look at, and by all accounts, a person. Do I think she's with Glenn Powell? Maybe. I don't believe that they're gonna get together like in a marriage
Specifically at
capacity.
just a few days after specifically going to this wedding.
I mean,
It
it
could
could
say
just
didn't say
been
that it was a
friends.
wedding date, but
Yeah, it could have just been
there.
friends. Because it was Glenn
Specific
Powell's sister.
friends.
You said, right?
Yes,
What do we know?
specific
Glenn
friends.
Powell's single.
We don't. I don't think.
I'll double
I mean,
check
other
right
than he
now.
brought
His
Sydney
status is
Sweeney
never.
to a wedding instead of presumably he would
I'm
have
gonna
brought his
ask ChatGPT
partner.
out. Is Glenn Powell single? Powell single. You probably think I like him.
Well, there you go.
So
You're going to
is
be
Glenn
on
Powell
both
single?
their pages now.
ChatGPT, as of April 2025, Glenn Powell is not publicly known to be in a romantic relationship. His most recent
but-
relationship with Gigi Pari, who which ended in April 23. And it adds here, recent rumors have linked Powell to his Anyone
Yeah,
movie
to Sydney
co-star,
Sweeney, yeah.
especially after she attended the wedding.
Yeah, I mean,
God,
it's definitely possible. I wouldn't, but I don't know
I
that
will
it's
say, to be fair, it says here from people, the two have denied any romantic involvement, but they're just close friends.
Sure.
That's
I
what
also
they all
think that
say when they start.
there's a world, right,
Mhm.
Matt? I'm gonna put this one out there where the two are not connected. I think that makes more sense to me, actually. That they say that she left the dude because of her career and she wanted to focus. Whatever, fine.
Not you,
She,
it's me.
yeah, but no, but they talk. You read the report or whatever. It was like, wants to focus on her career right now, and that
Why
contributed
can't
to the whatever.
Why can't they still be together though? Why they have to call off the
Because
whole last wedding?
I don't know. Maybe he was not okay with her career. That happens. You laugh. There are men out there who genuinely don't want women to have their own career, especially if their career is more successful than theirs. But anyway, whatever. I think that they probably broke off, whatever, and she's single now, and so she got this invite and went. I don't know that it's like, oh, I'm dating Glenn Powell now. I'm gonna break off my engagement. I don't think it's like a homewrecker situation. I think it's more of a
For now.
she's single now. She's really not looking for anything serious now. A friend of hers, who she obviously had chemistry with, we can't deny that, right? Had a opportunity to go to a wedding, so she went. Maybe they weren't together at that wedding. Maybe they hooked up at that wedding. I don't know. I just know that I think the reality is that it was probably unrelated to one another. I don't think she was like, I'm leaving my fiance for Glenn Powell. I think she probably left her fiance for her and her career and what she wanted to accomplish, and feeling that she couldn't do that if she got married to him. And then she went on to date with Glenn Powell. I think they were separate.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I saw that movie too. There's sometimes no acting.
This is your thing, Matt. You take actors who
Why
are
don't you?
romantically involved.
Whatever happened? What about all the Spider-Man live action Spider-Mans?
Mhm.
It could be
It
a
did.
situation.
It did. All the live action Spider-Man did get with their MJ. That's true. I would just say that
And Glenn got with his Sydney.
MJ, you would see he didn't play Spider-Man. That's the main problem
in
with
Madam
that theory.
Web.
She's in Madam Web.
Jeez. I don't know, man. I'm just saying. So, also, though, if we want to keep it going, on the very show she at first addressed that she's not with Glenn Powell, Saturday Night Live, well, we got a Saturday Night Live controversy over the weekend. We had Mikey Madison off her Oscar win, host Saturday Night Live, and the musical guest was Morgan Wallen. You might remember Morgan Wallen was supposed to be the very first musical guest to show up on Saturday Night Live after COVID for the first show with audience. And then he got pushed aside for Jack White because he was partying and not following COVID restrictions. So coming back.
Well, he also had at that point used a phrase that was no good.
That too. Their excuse wasn't from the thing.
No, I know. I'm just saying that was also
he was
part
amongst controversy. But yes, he's a controversial dude.
He had controversy at the time. Yeah.
So right after they have the goodnights, and I happened to watch this live, and I noticed there's not as many people as there usually are. I can't show because NBC is very strict on their content being reshared. But I do have a still
still.
of him
Mhm.
literally walking off the set front ways too, as the cast is partying amongst each other. He's gone, and then he put in a post on Instagram saying, "Get me out of here." No, he says,
Well,
"Get me to God's country."
Yeah.
Entering his private jet to God knows where. There are other things that have come out. There was Joe Jonas, who was a guest on the show.
Mhm.
It was originally supposed to be him, but he just straight up refused to do it. And we also even had Kenan Thompson, the longtime cast member, say, "Man, what's going on? I'm paraphrasing. I don't know the exact quote, but it's like, does he feel some type of way? What's going on there?" Very weird, huh? And Morgan Wallen just adding to his stock on why he should be asked back to SNL now after this, which we definitely won't see again.
No, yeah. What's interesting is I guess his team said he just didn't know he was supposed to stay there. Like that's what they went with. That he left because he just thought it was time to leave because the show is over. I mean, I don't know. That's what the team has said. And then some lip reader, like tried to like hear what they said, and it looked like he was telling everybody like great job everybody, and then he left. Then Colin Jost said something like think about how he feels. I don't know. It's been very confusing. Had he not made the post afterward, I think I might almost believe it. Because if you told me Morgan Wallen has never watched a single episode of Saturday Night Live before in his entire life, I'd believe you without question. I wouldn't need to do any follow up. I wouldn't do any further research. I would probably just say, yeah, that makes sense. I believe that. But that post afterward, what was that about? Like God's country.
God's country, yeah.
And
What's
Kenan
that?
Thompson, by the way, he commented on that. Like, are you saying that New York isn't God's country, that we're not all God's children, all that stuff? And like, by the way, just for you country folk who are going to comment on this, if you get on your private jet, you don't live in God's country. Sorry.
Damn right.
If you're flying your private jet, I don't care if you land in Kalamazoo. I don't care if you land in Timbuktu. I do not care if you land in any of the southern states, any of the Great Plains states. It doesn't matter where the jet lands. The rumble of a private jet means you're not going to God's country. But that's beside, or more accurately, it's all God's country. But if we're going to use their rules with their logic, you're part of the problem there, Morgan, with your multi-millions of dollars. Anyway, I don't know what that was about. He wasn't in any sketch, right? Like he wasn't in any of the skits, so it
Nope.
doesn't make sense that he'd be upset. I mean, he got passed over once before, so I could see him being upset about that. It'd be weird to take a gig if you are upset about them passing you up the first time, though. Like you could just say no. You don't have to perform on SNL. God knows in 2025 you don't have to perform on SNL. Like, yeah, the show had a big moment a couple weeks ago, but it's not what it was. Even after that 50th anniversary show gave it a lot of momentum. It's not the cultural powerhouse it used to be. You could just say, I don't really want to do SNL. Especially him.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
his fan, the Venn
That's a
diagram
lot of
of
people
fans.
just saying.
Well, I mean, the Venn diagram of fans that are of his fans and SNL fans is probably pretty slim, right? Most of
Right.
there's mostly no overlap. I would assume, and so and again, he's a very talented musician, by the way. I'm not saying this is not at all about his music. I just like his fans don't care if he does SNL, and then walking away and criticizing New York is not a way to get new fans from the SNL side. So I don't know. It's very weird. Whole thing's strange. I that's how I took it. I just was like, it's clear he was upset, but I can't imagine why.
Can I ask you a question? What's the reason for the artist to stay over there?
That's
Like
just what
for
they
that
do.
whole
It's tradition.
Yeah, just what they do.
And I don't think
is
any of the
that-
band clearly pulled up because that was a very scarce crowd. It's usually filled. I've never actually seen it that empty.
Right.
Even
Which
with
is also
that
fine.
big- Yeah.
But like, and again, had he not posted the thing, I genuinely would have believed that he got out there for the goodbyes. His
Yeah,
band is
right.
already on the way to the plane partying because they finished their gig, and he just assumed now that we were all saying goodbye and the house band was playing, he was done. Like I would not disbelieve that story in the
Right.
slightest, except it was just so weird to post what he posted.
And he
So
walked
weird.
He walked right in front of the character. Never seen anybody walk straight.
Yeah, again, it was bizarre, but I would have believed it was truly an accident had he not then posted what he posted. That's the bit
Right.
that I don't understand. But yeah, to answer your question, Jose, it's just a thing that happens. There's no reason, like, again, there's no reason for it. He didn't
Mhm.
do anything super wrong by not staying. It was just weird the way he didn't stay and then proceeded to comment on it cryptically on Instagram.
I ain't gonna lie. When I saw this in the topic rundown, I was gonna defend him. But now hearing y'all how much he's a douchebag, I was like, fuck him. So, but
I actually like a lot of his songs, by the way. This again, I want to make that
Ryan
clear. I'm not.
supports somebody who's a bad guy from
I
SNL.
I mean,
Uh-oh.
listen. I believe strongly in the idea of separating the art from the artist whenever possible. Sometimes it's not. I think that for a lot of folks, that line is way, way too soon. I think people cut off an artist much faster than they should. But I like several of his songs, so it's not like, oh, I don't like Morgan Wallen, because there's a lot of people who are hating on Morgan Wallen. I'm like, listen, lady, you were never gonna buy a
Lady.
Morgan Wallen album. You were never gonna go see a concert. You were never gonna listen to him on Spotify. Like, if you know what I mean. Like, if you're listening to Phoebe Bridgers, and this is not again not a slight on Phoebe
Man, I
Bridgers.
do not know country. That's the one thing
Phoebe
I
Bridgers is not
I don't
country,
know. I
by the
only
way.
know a few country artists.
Yeah, Phoebe Bridgers is not a country singer. She's like an alt indie kind of singer. If you're like a big Phoebe Bridgers person, there's a strong chance you're not a big Morgan Wallen person, like already. So like all these people on Twitter being like, "That's the last I'll ever listen to him." Like you never listened to him before. This was your first and only time listening to him. So I don't think that like I'm not trying to be that person. I'm just saying like it is weird, and I don't get why he said anything. If he didn't like it, he could have just left and said nothing, and then nobody be talking about it. You know what I mean?
Right. I do know what you mean. So we do have to switch it up. Pat McAfee's in the news again.
Yay.
Mary Kate Cornett, guys. You will hear more about her if you didn't last month. Mary Kate Cornett, an 18-year-old freshman at the University of Mississippi, is pursuing legal action against ESPN and Pat McAfee following the spread of a false rumor and damaging rumor about her personal life. In late February, an unfounded allegation surfaced online claiming Cornett had an affair with her boyfriend's father. The rumor gained significant traction after McAfee himself discussed it on his ESPN show without directly naming Cornett, further further amplifying its reach. The dissemination of this falsehood has had several repercussions for Cornett. She has endured harassment, threats, and emotional distress, leading to a relocation to emergency housing and a shift to online classes. Cornett expressed her desire for accountability, stating, quote, "I would like the people to be held accountable for what they've done to me," end quote. In response to the ordeal, Cornett's father initiated a GoFundMe campaign to establish a foundation supporting victims of defamatory cyber attacks, which has raised about $26,000. As of now, neither Pat McAfee nor ESPN has publicly commented. Also, Jack Mack of Barstool was
Barstool and
one of the
KFC
people who actually spearheaded the actual rumor. But though he's not getting directly sued, the Pat's the only one getting sued. So, guys, pretty messy, huh? And is Pat going Don?
Don. What do you think, Jose?
I mean, she ain't gonna have no case. He never said her name. So I mean, it's just going hearsay. So I
I'm
mean,
so yes and no, right? I think yes, she didn't say her name. Whereas, and by the way, I think they tried to go for Barstool, but Portnoy said that he doesn't control what his people do
yeah,
on their personal accounts. So Jack Mack and KFC, who both covered the story personally, they might be liable. They could get sued, but Barstool's not going to get sued. Essentially, Dave is saying that's not how our contracts work. So sounds like Barstool might be insulated from this. If those two individuals are or aren't, will be probably determined at another point. I think the reason they're going after McAfee is because ESPN will probably get scared and just pay him out. That's my guess, and issue an apology. I don't know if McAfee will issue an apology, but ESPN probably will. I mean, it might even fire Pat. And I say that not because I think Pat has any extra liability over anyone else in the story. If anything, he does have possibly less. But because there was nothing about what he was talking about that warranted including her on his show. He was, I mean, he's talking to Adam Schefter about the NFL. I think maybe he mentioned Jackson Dart, who also went to Ole Miss, but like that's it. That's the compare. He had like that's the connection. He went from Jackson Dart to this
Like,
woman
hey, remember?
sleeping.
Did you hear about this too?
Right.
With Ole Miss?
Again, he's asking one of the premier NFL insiders whether or not he knew about the sex life of an 18-year-old college freshman. It is completely unprofessional, and I doubt he cares. And I get that he seems to not really give a shit about anything anymore. He just does what he wants. Fine, ESPN cares, and I think that that's why they named him an ESPN to try and get ESPN to care publicly, and admonish Pat and all that stuff. And they might, because honestly, I think they don't like Pat either, and that relationship's ending soon anyway. But like a step back between all of this is like, what the hell, guys? To like all the podcasters and stuff. And I know that we're covering it, but I like to think that because we're covering it from this perspective, the lawsuit perspective, the McAfee and the Barstool Connect, it's a little bit different. But like, you can't, if you don't have that confirmation, if that's not confirmed, then you shouldn't be talking about it. And honestly, not for nothing, even if it was confirmed, even if it happened, this is just an 18-year-old girl who cheated on her boyfriend with her dad. If that had happened, and so far it seems like it hadn't, that's not like, where is the news value in that? Where's the entertainment value in that? College student sleeps with somebody, but that's not her boyfriend?
It would be strange. The only thing I didn't really follow the story either. I just didn't care. Generally didn't care. I know it is weird for somebody that close, at 18 years old. I don't care what someone that young is doing like that. And it
Right.
is weird. My only thing is, I just wonder, how did it all unfold? Did somebody just, make it up, like literally off the streets,
So-
or was it as revenge? I don't know. This is
It
where
looked
you
like
can
somebody
educate us.
messaged
The dad.
Jack Mac.
Oh, so somebody was reporting to Jack Mac, and Jack Mac decided to tell
Because
the
I've seen
world.
because I've seen pictures online. I don't know that he posted them, but I've seen them in his comments with this woman's name, like Snapchat paragraphs that use this woman's full name and the boyfriend's full name. So like, it's not like people were trying to keep this a secret, but it looks like somebody who knows about who theoretically would know about this sort of thing or knows about the rumors around campus messaged him. He gave it, he gave it a treatment on TikTok. KFC talked about it on his show. Then McAfee brought it up on his show, and that's where we are now. That seems to be the order of like the timeline, right? Somebody told Jack Mac, and it kind of progressed from that point. So I don't know why someone told him that. One, it seems like it's not true. So were they just trying to target this person? Maybe. Two, let's pretend it was true for a second. Why would he care? Why would any of us care?
Because
Look-
people like Juicy, people love it when people's business is put on blast. So we
But
can talk
private
about it and make fun
citizens
of it.
aren't supposed to have that happen. You're not supposed to know the
No, I
name of
agree.
somebody like that.
No, I
And the fact that we
1000%
know her
agree,
name,
but we're terrible human beings.
no, but it's not even being terrible. Like the fact that we know her name and address and what school she goes to, what her major is, the fact that we know all these things, to me, is what it warrants a lawsuit. I don't know if it's McAfee, I don't know who it is, but somebody needs to be held accountable because we know way too much about a private citizen, even if it's true. And so, like that to me is a violation of her privacy. And this maybe the school needs to be held accountable for not cutting it off and saying enough with this. I don't know. But someone needs to be held responsible because we shouldn't know half of what we know about this. And certainly since it seems like it was a lie, we shouldn't have heard any of this.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't even think you're wrong. Just damn, Pat McAfee. You
This
really
is like
like
a-
you really like you
I'm
really
so-
you
I'm
really
so
yeah.
I'm so confused on why she's suing Pat McAfee. If
He
she
talked
McAfee
about it
gave-
on his show.
yeah,
Because
but
he has the biggest platform.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still. I mean, just because I'm the biggest platform doesn't mean you get the right to sue me. I didn't see your name. I didn't say where you lived. I didn't see any information that wasn't even already out there.
Yeah, but if he had reason to believe it wasn't true already and he said it anyway,
I
that
mean,
would
but
still be defamation.
we have TMZ sending fucking putting out bullshit all the time.
Yeah,
Nobody's
but
suing them
TMZ,
for that.
so TMZ, to their credit, one, is sued all the time. But two, beyond that, TMZ. No, hold on, let me finish. I mean,
No,
Matt,
I'm
true or
laughing 'cause
false?
you're
They get
right.
sued all the
You
time,
know,
so they
you're
do
right.
get sued. Yeah, but also like,
Literally ran by a lawyer.
yeah,
TMZ.
and that's for a reason because they go to court all the time because of the work they do. But number two, and this is like people dislike this about them, myself included sometimes, but it's true. They break the story
Yeah.
every time. They're first. You
They're
can't know better if you posted it first.
Yeah.
You can't be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I should have known better." No, I heard something and I said it. No one
And
else is talking
second is
about
our
it. I said
friend
it.
celebrity. I already forgot the term of it. Celebrity. What's the girl's
Oh,
name?
celebrity, the
No,
blind
no,
items girl.
No, the girl from Oh yeah, T. Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
celebrity from the blind items. But
Blind items. Yeah, blind
right
items
again,
girl.
she can't be because she's just reading. She's the first one to say it. It's not a rumor that she started it, so it can't be a problem. She had no reason to believe it wasn't real. I'm saying if McAfee had already had reason to believe that this wasn't real, and then forced it into a conversation anyway for clickbait, which it seems frankly like that's what he did, given that I can't figure out why he would talk about this. Yeah, that is defamation. You're slandering, or not? I guess it's defamation, not slander. No, it's slander because you said it, right? You're slandering somebody's reputation for clicks, even though you know it's not true. That's what she's alleging, and I don't think that he can prove that he didn't do that because I
Well, he
think
can't prove that it's not true either. He can't prove that he knew it was not true either.
I mean, it's about reasonable. It's about reasonability. If it was widely reported on social media already that this was a bogus story, then I think that you can make the case that whether he actually read those other messages or not is irrelevant. He's speaking on behalf of like a news program, so to speak. He's informing his audience about things. He should have seen the fact that it was pretty easily debunked or at least in doubt and in question and should have approached the story thusly and didn't. I don't believe he's out of the woods. I think again he didn't say if he didn't say her name, and I cannot find the McAfee clip anywhere. By the way,
Oh,
Yeah, that is interesting. I try to
I'll
look for
find
it
it
too,
out.
and I watch
think
his
his-
show every week.
I
Every
think
day,
his team
pretty
pulled
much.
it.
I
to be
watch
honest
his
with you.
show every day, pretty much, and
Yeah.
he didn't say anything. At least today, I believe this broke right around the end, or at least he had
Yeah.
enough time to address if he wanted to, and just didn't.
No,
But-
I think his team hid the original combo because I can't find it anywhere. I've seen screen grabs of like pictures of him talking to Schechter, but I've not seen a clip of him saying anything about the story. And so I think his team hid it and took it down. And you know what that means, in my opinion? And you shouldn't do this because, you know, innocent to proven guilty and all that stuff. Not cooperating doesn't mean you have something to hide. But it feels a little bit like if they took down any clip they could find of him talking about this, they know that they probably have at least some liability, if not legally, then maybe his contract with ESPN, some sort of morality clause in his contract with ESPN. I don't know. I don't know the details, and I'm not going to pretend to, but that'd be my thought anyway.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens there, but I'm sure if anything, Pat will get away with it. Pat gets away
He
with a
always
lot
does.
of things, at least with this show. And I'm a huge Pat McAfee fan, so I want him to beat this.
I mean, I
just wanna
don't.
say that.
I don't. I like Pat McAfee too, by the way. At least I like his wrestling.
That's some other bias out of your breath. I feel like you want him to get caught
Yeah, he did
For
say
this,
and
yes.
sued.
that. He
No,
did say
fact,
that.
fact.
I-
I like Pat McAfee as a wrestling commentator, which is really what I only thing I watch him on. I watch him on College Game Day too, and I like him on that too. I like him on everything that he does that I watch, and I do still I would still very much like for him to be sued and lose. I could, and I believe I can do that, and people don't do that enough. Sometimes you can like something and be like, but that was wrong, right? I like Pat McAfee.
That is true.
He shouldn't
I
have
just want
talked
him to
about
win.
this 18-year-old
Team
girl.
Pat. Team Pat for the win.
No, we don't do that. Why
we're
are we
gonna
doing
have the
that?
mouse.
Yeah,
We're
Team Pat.
as Disney
We
seems
keep-
to
we
always
keep
get
doing
sued
this.
too. And more
Disney
people,
always gets sued
whether it
because they
is
got forever money, so that's
whether
probably why they get sued.
whether it is a Gen Z movie star or a millennial media mogul, Disney will protect him. And I want him for this. Maybe not the other one, but this I want him to get. Disney will
I guess
protect
that
him.
I'm perfectly comfortable with saying I like somebody. I would like for them to have, generally speaking, success. However, when they've made a mistake, they should have to suffer the appropriate consequences because of that mistake. The whole tribal teamness of you're either for this girl or you're for Pat McAfee, and being on one of those sides means you
Team
hate the
Pat.
other side.
Team
No, but
Pat.
seriously, Team Pat, like as a concept, is fucking stupid. No offense. I know you guys both said it, but it's true. Like, you could be like, I like Pat McAfee. I don't think you should have been talking about rumors about this 18-year-old girl, whatever the hell it is. Like, I don't see how people can't do it. And it's not just you guys. It's all over the place. People like this shit all the time in every way. It's like, I'm on this side or on that side, and the other side is not only wrong, but bad. And it's like, no.
This is where one side, I won't say a side, this other side is wrong. I just want Pat to win.
You just want Pat to be okay.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
that's fine. Whatever.
So I can't. Now you've seen me for people I want to see lose. I go very far.
No,
to
I know
this
you
shit.
don't want to see Pat. I get that. I'm just saying that I would like to see him lose this specific case and then continue on with his career, having made amends for the mistake that he made in this particular case. Same goes, by the way, for KFC, who I also like. I don't really know much about Jack Mack, but fuck it, him too. I just like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like, oh, I hate these people. It's just they fucked up. They should not have talked about a private young girl and her romantic life. They should not. It has nothing to do with what they cover. Nothing. You cannot name a single time any of those three did something similar. True or false? If you can find a time where any of the three covered something similar, a private citizen that no one knows what she's doing in her bedroom or her dorm room or whatever, then I'll shut up. But you can't, because they've never done it before. They just did it randomly for shits and for giggles. And that's when you have a platform like that, you can't just do that. I'm sorry, you can't.
Hear you loud and clear, Ryan. So, why don't we do a productive conversation discussion about the Senate floor, huh? Hear this, what just took place, right? He has, at this moment, he has done speaking. But
Yes.
as of 9:51 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on April 1st, 2025, Senator Cory Booker has concluded his marathon speech on the Senate floor. He began speaking at 7 o'clock p.m. on March 31st, the day before, and spoke continuously for 25 hours and 5 minutes, setting a new record for the longest speech in United States Senate history.
Mhm.
That surpassed the previous record, 24 hours and 18 minutes, held by racist Senator Strom Thurmond back in 1957. Senator Booker's speech was approaches against President Donald Trump's policies and actions. During his address, he criticized various aspects of the administration's agenda, including planned tariffs on imports, significant layoffs at Health and Human Services Department, and proposed tax cuts. He has also expressed concerns about the elimination of the Department of Education and the deportation of participants in the 2024 pro-Palestine protests on university campuses. Throughout his speech, Senator Booker was supported by several Democratic colleagues who asked questions, providing him with brief respites. His actions resonated with many, as evident by tens of thousands of viewers on social media, highlighting the deep frustration among Democrats following recent GOP electoral victories and the Trump administration policies. And following the conclusion of deliberations on Matthew Whitaker's nomination to serve as the ambassador of NATO has resumed after a 25-hour break. And later that evening, he received a 52 to 45 vote. So, long story short, Senator Booker let it all out. 25 straight hours, no bathroom breaks, and just winning. Now, Ryan, you are somebody who's well versed in the United States political system.
Sure.
Did everybody actually stay the 24 hours? I'm sure people were allowed to go home and come back, or The
other
real ones
people may
stayed
have
the
other
real ones
people
stayed
may have
away.
other people may have left, especially because so had this been a filibuster, like a genuine filibuster,
And what's a
where
filibuster, just in case for those who don't
so
know?
yeah, so when you're not in the majority, right, meaning you can't like Democrats now, they can't vote anything down. Realistically, I know people are like, do something, do something. They can't. There's not enough of them. You people didn't elect enough of them. Sorry, it's just what happened. So they can't really do anything. Like actually, they can't vote things down. So really, all they could try and do is stop a vote. So if there's a vote on the floor that they're trying to stop, they can filibuster, which means they take time and then they don't give it back. So when a senator is speaking, they have to yield their time back. There's if they don't do that, then there's nothing that you can do about it. Now they can't take the time and run away. There are rules. You have to stand there continuously speaking. You can pause for questions like we heard, and that means you can give the microphone essentially to someone else to ask you questions about what you're talking about while not yielding the floor yourself back to the chair, who would then move on to the vote, and so on and so forth. And the idea of a filibuster then would be to continue talking until everybody gets so upset that you're still there that they don't do the vote. Or that you convince enough people that when they do the vote, they vote against it. So either you've done your job and convince your colleagues that what they were going to do is wrong, or you make them so angry that they just decide not to do it. That's essentially what a filibuster is. Now, this delayed some guy's confirmation hearing by a day, so I guess it did technically do something, but it wasn't meant for that, really. It was meant for, I think, two things. One, a lot of Democrats in the country feel like the Democratic Party is not listening to them. And I think that this was a way to try and say, we are listening. We understand that you guys are frustrated. There's only so much we can do, but we're going to do the things that we can do and try our best. And is that enough? No, probably not. But it's something more than just giving everybody what they want on the Republican side and going home to collect more paychecks for the 2026 midterms. And then number two, as you pointed out, the record previously held by Strom Thurmond, who was a segregationist from South Carolina and a racist, as Matt said. I think that that's fair to say. His filibuster, and it was a full filibuster, was in a opposition of the Civil Rights Act of 1957. So the longest speech in American Senate history up until today was a speech against the idea of civil rights for all Americans. So Black Americans, and really any American who wasn't white, essentially. That's what Strom Thurmond believed, and he gave the longest speech in American history, at least for the Senate side, trying to support that cause. Now, it's been replaced by a black man who, at the time, would not have even been considered a real contender to be a senator, and now he's one of four to have ever been elected, four black men to be elected to the Senate. And it was about something that was less divisive. I know that people like Trump and they'll say, this is divisive. No. That was about saying we need to segregate. Cory Booker did not say a word about segregating from Trump supporters. He actually said the opposite. He said, we got to come together to make sure this country exists going forward. Because right now, if we continue on this path, it's going to get sold for parts by a freaking slumlord and an autistic billionaire from South Africa. So I would say that was the main reason. They wanted to break that record to show Democrats that they're paying attention. They're going to do whatever it is they can do and try and get people on our side against some of the things that Trump is doing, like the deportations of people who are legal residents of this country, destroying the Department of Education, attacking civil service workers, so on and so forth.
We need to have Keegan-Michael Key do this on SNL on Saturday.
Maybe, yeah, they might do it.
So, Jose, tell us your thoughts on the Senate hearing today. I know you were taking the time to check it out.
I'll
Like
be real
Ryan.
honest with you. I give two shits. I'm the opposite of Ryan. I see him start talking. I flip the channel.
Cory
Well, a lot
Booker
of people
dated
did, by the
Rosario
way.
Dawson.
He did. He did.
He
Did
was
he
the
really?
mayor.
Yeah.
When he was the mayor of Newark.
No, it was recently. He was running for president.
Yeah, he was the mayor of Newark too.
Oh yeah, earlier. But I thought. Oh, sorry. I thought you said he dated her while mayor of Newark. I was like, no, he was a senator when he dated her. He was mayor of Newark though. And there's a great for any political science or just politics nerds who do listen. I don't know how many of you there are. Exactly. After you finish doing that, nerds, listen to me. There's a
Mhm.
great documentary called Street Fighter. It's about that first election between Sharp James and Cory Booker for mayor of Newark. It's the one that Cory Booker lost to Sharp
Right.
James, but it follows the Booker campaign, and he's super young. He had never run for anything before. This was his first, or never run for high office like that before. It was his first time doing this, and it was a very good documentary. Frankly, it showed that Corey's, I think, far tougher than I think people gave him credit for since he had joined the Senate. He's kind of been looked at as like this, this affable kind of, whatever. Like, oh, he's friendly, but is he really doing anything? Is he really effective and all that stuff? And I'm sure there's still going to be some questions, but between that movie from years ago and his 25 hours uh, up there, I think he's shown a lot of people that he's got a little bit more grit than he's been given credit for recently.
Well, maybe it's time for him to step up.
He said as much. He said that he's not perfect. He's made his mistakes. The Democrats have made plenty of mistakes. This is not a partisan thing, but it's time for everybody to, put their big boy pants on and start doing something. And so I hope that that's not just open and closed rhetoric to pad a 25-hour speech, and that this portends more involvement from him and other Democrats, or maybe even some Republicans, to start pushing back on some of the clear violations that have been happening the last, 70 days.
All right, I hear that, brother. Now let's do some sports story. Continuing it, let's continue the tradition of people being silly and stupid on social media with the Yankees torpedo bats controversy, if you will. The New York
Mm-hmm.
Yankees. So as we saw, the baseball started last weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and they're on the road to the World Series. 162 games started on Thursday. Yankees, who just lost right now, by the way. But they
Really, really?
started the year, lost to Arizona just now. They started the year sweeping the Milwaukee Brewers, and they went on an offensive tear, which included on Saturday, they had 9 home runs, just one shy of the single game record for a team with home runs. Just one shy. And the Yankees themselves have recently garnered significant attention for their use of the innovative torpedo bat, contributing to a remarkable offensive surge. These bats, characterized by an unconventional design with the widest diameter positioned closer to the handle, as it resembles a bowling pin. This design redistributes the bat's weight, enlarging the sweet spot and enhancing the likelihood of solid content. This was created by an MIT physicist that the Yankees hired named Aaron Leinhart, and he created the bat himself. Now he works for the Miami Marlins. And
Mm-hmm.
this bat has been around for at least 2 years, and players used it as early as last year, which included Giancarlo Stanton, who, if you remember, went on tear in the postseason. But
Mm-hmm.
um, but also someone like new Yankee Clay Bellinger, he used the
Cody,
bat
yeah.
last year for the Cubs, and he didn't go crazy. But I have a list, just some of the people probably. So just to give you a list of some of the names, they are mostly Yankees, and the
Mm-hmm.
big ones here include Jazz Chisholm and Anthony Volpe in particular. But Austin Wells uses the bat. As I said, Cody Bellinger, Paul Goldschmidt, new first baseman, uses the bat. But we also have some Cubs. Danby Swatson uses the bat. Who's a start? Adley Rushman from the Baltimore Orioles. Alec Bohm of the Philadelphia Phillies. Ellie De La Cruz, who went 4 for 5 yesterday with the Reds. He uses the bat. But an O'Neill Cruz from the Pirates. But basically, what I'm saying is not just the Yankees, but the internet's
Mm-hmm.
stupid, and they think the Yankees are cheating with these bats, and they're clearly not. And if you just want to see the barrel of the bat yourself, it's right here. It does slightly look like, I can see the bowling pin or even the torpedo,
Sure.
but this is an unedited bat image, and it's legal. All they did was just move some wood around, pause,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I can't believe this is a thing. Well, the Yankees lost tonight, so it didn't work too much. People wanted to come at Aaron Judge for using the bats, including Dave Portnoy, but he doesn't use the bat. And he himself said, well, I don't need them. I'm fine. And yeah. Just a silly thing for people to hate on the Yankees, my friends.
Yeah, I mean, if the bet is deemed legal by the MLB, and I assume it is, right?
It is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
People using it last year.
then I don't understand the problem.
Well, it's because the Yankees and Dave Portnoy when he's annoying me, which is rare. But in a time like this,
Well,
he's coming at the Yankees.
He
Yeah.
posted something about like the fact that Yankees fans think this is about them is whatever. And I don't remember the quote, doesn't really matter. I think he was trying to say this is not like a Yankees hate, this is a bat hate, but I'm like you can use the bat, right? I mean, nothing no one is it's for purchase, it's not like custom
Yeah.
made.
There
Like the
there are
Yankees
teams
commissioned it, right?
there are teams who are back ordering these bats now.
Right.
You got to be the
So
one to actually hit the baseball still, but
right. So I mean,
yeah.
but I'm saying if there's two different design bats that are allowed to be used and players get to choose which one they use, I assume that by moving the wood there's some trade-off if we're being honest. It's not just a cheat code to make your batting better. If that's the case, everybody would use it. I'm sure that it changes something, right? Maybe your power is different, but your contact is better. I don't know. I'm not a bat scientist. I didn't go to MIT. But it feels like everyone can use the same thing.
Yep, everybody can.
So what is the problem? If you're like, oh, that's cheating and makes it too easy to hit the ball, to me that says I need to start using those bats. You know what I mean? Like, all
Right.
right, cool. If this makes it easier, everyone get practicing with these torpedo things because we gotta start hitting. Gotta get the bats working. Maybe we need new bats. You know what I mean? I just don't see the problem.
There isn't a problem. It's just people being, you know, just people being annoying as usual.
Yeah, but like get annoying about other stuff. There's other stuff to be annoying about. You don't have to be annoying about something that you could literally be doing. That's kind of my thing. It's
Right.
like you could literally do this if you wanted.
I
Nothing's
hate when
stopping
people,
you.
when people talk about Yankee Stadium being an easy place to hit a home run,
Right.
and it is for the professionals, but people act like they can hit a home run
Well,
315
but beside
feet.
that, like if a player mentioned that, right, that it's easier to get a home run there than their home field. Again,
Well,
that's not changing. Get over it.
the
But
only
also,
thing
fine.
there was not Tyler McGill, only McGill brothers who pitches for the Brewers. He did say, yeah, this is a thing because it's the Yankees. He's complaining, but also just when you throw pitches right down the middle against any major league pitcher, any major league batter, they're gonna hit it deep. And I think it was
No,
just
yeah.
more of the Brewers pitching being terrible compared to the Yankees offensive surge.
Well, yeah, what was it? The Brewers fans were apparently a big old mess too. So
Hey, trash.
yeah, they what was it? Did you
Oh
see
yeah,
the
the
one
guy
that dude just
who was pissing on
yeah
the
just
tunnel.
took his thing out, started peeing on the floor in front of everybody. So like yeah, apparently maybe maybe a lot of this is coming from just really angry Brewers fans, but I don't know. This feels like a weird thing to be mad about. If they want to get rid of the bats, then fine. I don't necessarily care if they want to say you can only use one type of bat. It's a game. You have to follow the
I think
rules of the
it's a
game.
game.
But if it's not against the rules of the game, then I don't see the problem. Like, yeah, if you want to change the rules of the game to make them not allowed, I guess go for it. But this right now, it's not against the rules, so I don't get it. I don't see the problem.
I do have another baseball story. Definitely want to hear both your opinions on. Roki Sasaki, the
Hmm.
new pitcher from Japan for the LA Dodgers, is 23 years old. A lot of high expectations. Got to paid hundreds of millions to join the Dodgers. He's had a rough start to his MLB career. He got hit hard in his home country against the Cubs, and then his first game at Dodger Stadium against the Detroit Tigers, he only lasted an inning and 2/3.
Mm-hmm.
And so after he gets taken out early and absolutely bombarded by the Tigers, we see him on the dugout crying. This is him crying after another bad start. You can see the tears right here. Very emotional for the 23-year-old pitcher. Tough break. And here's a question. Should he be crying or suck it up like a man? There's no crying in baseball.
I said it.
Jose, I know you definitely have a great opinion on this. Should we
Yeah, what
feel
a
bad for
puss.
him and give him
No.
a pat on the back, or point out, stop crying?
You little bitch. I don't know how they do it in Japan, but ain't no time for crying. You made $100 million or whatever you're making.
Yeah.
Fucking just man up, wait your 5 fucking days, and get back out there. God damn right, you need a fucking. He's just like you, crying. I'm
What am I
joking,
crying
honest.
about?
I'm just playing Ryan.
I didn't cry about nothing. I mean, my thing is okay. So do I actually care if the kid cried? Not really. Like I'm not gonna do the whole, don't be such a puss thing or whatever. Man up. I don't. Whatever. If you want to cry, you want to cry. I guess. My thing is, what does that accomplish, right? So then this is where I say. So my mind is kind of split between like the reality of I really just don't care if this kid cries or not, and the logical side of my mind where I think I'm going to follow here is like, no, don't cry. Because, like you said, in 5 days you get to go back out there. What is crying on day one do to get you ready for day five? And the answer is absolutely nothing. You've got 5 days to never feel that shitty again. Every time. And then if you do well the next time, you got 5 days to beat your last time. And if you do worse the next time, you got 5 days to claw it back. You have to live by the rotation, right? You have to live by your rotation. He's got an opportunity now, a week, to come back from a horrible start. And at no point in time will crying about it make that happen. There's nothing that tears are going to do to help him or anyone else in that position make better their second, third, fourth appearance, whatever the number may be. So I would say, as a practical matter, don't cry. It's wasted tears. They don't help you. No one's gonna pat you on the back, like Matt said. You know what I mean? You're a professional. You just get better, get ready, and get back out there when it's your time again, so you don't ever have to worry about it ever again. That's my thought. So I'm with you guys in that I don't think he should be crying, and I certainly don't believe that he needs a pat on the back. But
Yeah,
I do.
it's hard to be sad for somebody who's making millions of dollars to
Well,
pitch.
I'd say it's less even that because they're all doing that, right? Like they
Yeah.
all are. Like, that's just the field that he's in. But like again, you're a competitor. Your job is to compete at this game and then win it. What is crying going to do to help you win? The answer is nothing. So if you're a competitor at the highest level, everything you do should be about trying to win. Off season, fine. You want to take some time in the off season to do nothing? I love that. Work life balance. But you're a professional in a very high level who's supposed to win. So don't waste time doing things that are not going to help you win.
Man, those people out there who want to give him a big hug.
Which,
But I'm
fine.
sorry, you
Give
can't.
him
You
a big
can't.
hug.
It's a sport, man.
I'm saying, give him a big
I
hug if
was
you want. I
so
don't
like,
care.
you really are bending over backwards for him. And I get it. He's in a whole other country and stuff
Right.
like that.
There's
It's
a
different.
lot there.
There's something there, but my man has to, know what he's up against. You're
Right. Well,
literally in the big leagues now.
yeah, exactly. That's kind of my point. Is like, yeah, you could feel bad for him. Feel bad that he's upset. Feel bad that he's got a lot going on. Feel bad it's been a rough start. But ultimately, he's got to just do things that make him better. And that's not one of those things. Your pity is not one of those things. You know what I mean? If you want him to do better, you go out and you buy tickets to the game and you support him that way.
Yeah.
It's not, he doesn't need a therapist. He needs to get better. You know what I mean?
You'd think, all right. Just one more sports story for today. As we inch closer to the start of the NFL season, we inch closer to the NFL draft, and we will have the NFL draft covered for you at the end of this month on Productive Conversations. We got the competition committee coming together, filled with various league personnel and players, coaches, and owners from different teams voting on new rule changes for the NFL.
Mhm.
So some things that did pass, the overtime rules are going to change. Now both teams are going to be guaranteed a possession. That wasn't the case in the regular season, so they're doing what they did in the postseason for the past couple of years. Just now, both teams get a possession. So they are staying at 10 minutes. I think that it should have been 15 minutes because a team can strategize to just do a 10-minute drive and all that. So there's that. The touchback is moved back another 5 yards. Replay officials have expanded authority, and so more replay assistants are going there. The chain game is gone. The chain game is gone in the NFL, and they're going to use a camera-based technology system instead to determine
Hate
first
that.
downs.
Do
I
you?
like
I do.
what?
Hate that.
Why?
Because
The
the
refs were
cameras.
because the
I don't
refs
like
were
it.
messing that up for the Chiefs so easily. It's so easy manipulative. It's gone now. So now they're gonna
I
chip the
guess.
ball, and we will at least get a genuine, real.
You say genuine.
ball.
I don't know. I feel like we'll see.
They're-
I'll reserve judgment till we see it in
They're gonna
action.
still somehow cheat for the Chiefs that way.
I think it'll
on
be
there.
easier to cheat. But anyway,
Well, we disagree there, but that's okay. But the one thing that was voted on that I was most interested in, and it was actually tabled, so for a later date, the Tush Push. The Tush Push was, as we know, the infamous play that the Eagles made popular, where they do the quarterback sneak, but you have the assistants offensive line pretty much, pushing their ass to get in the end zone.
Right.
Most team messed it up, except the Eagles. So because of that, and people were so mad that they couldn't stop the Tush Push, that they tried to get it banned. So, like I said, the vote was postponed and tabled, and they did this to continue further discussion and data collection regarding the play's impact on player safety and game dynamics. My buddy, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, acknowledged the need to examine the broader implications of banning the pushing and pulling techniques beyond just the tush push. While the tush push remains legal for now, it is expected to be revisited in future NFL meetings. I've been back and forth on whether I think the tush push should be banned or not. At the end of the day, I don't think so. I think they just were innovative and figured out how to do it. Like I said, only one team actually does it right almost 100% of the time. They're rarely stopped, the Eagles, but I think I don't
I've
think
seen the
there's a
Bills
need.
use it.
Yeah, the Bills
Once
are
or
using it
twice.
before and failed to use it. They failed,
They
but
mostly fail. I've seen them make
Yeah.
it work once or twice, but yeah, by and large, they don't do it like the Eagles.
right. I just don't think it should be banned. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree, but I don't think so because ultimately there hasn't been any catastrophic injuries.
Mhm.
As long as you do it right, I think people were just butthurt, and this is somebody who has
Hates the
gone out of
Eagles.
his way to hate the Eagles, specifically the Eagles franchise.
Yeah.
But I have to give them credit where credit's due, and they figured it out. And you just have to figure out how to stop him, and they can't. So I don't think you should ban it simply because people are butthurt. They can't stop it.
What about you, Jose?
No, I agree with him. I think they're just the only ones that are bitching are the pussies that don't know how to stop it. And just bitching because of
Which
that.
seems to be almost everybody, by the way. I mean, it seems to be a pretty unbeatable play when the Eagles run it.
Well, they can master it themselves. I mean,
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
if it's open, if everybody can do it, then just
Yeah.
do it.
No, I agree. I mean, same with those tornado bats or whatever we call them, torpedo bats. Like, you know,
Yes.
They're
yeah,
just
but no,
yeah.
seriously, same thing. Everyone can use it. It's not a surprise. Just some people do and some people don't. You can't be mad when you don't use something. I'll say this, and this is a personal thing. I think it's really lame. Like, I hate watching that play because it's just a mess of people, and then Jalen Hurts scores. You know what I mean? Or first down, whatever, depends on where they do it. But like, to me anyway, it's boring. I don't like that football because it's just again boring. But I don't. Being a boring play is not a reason to ban it. You know what I mean? Like, you could be like, that's boring. I don't like to watch that. And also understand that it's a game. You're trying to win the game, and that is a very good play in many situations to help you win the game. So I'm with you guys, despite my dislike of it as a just boring play. It's kind of hard to stop
Mhm.
if done correctly. It is. I don't believe it should be banned for that. If anything, I think people should either figure out how to stop it or figure out how to do it and then everybody does it, and then it just makes fourth and inches boring. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like realistically, I mean, fine, whatever. Then I can go to the bathroom when it's fourth and inches. You know. So
I do. I hear you loud and clear. Now let's switch it up. I believe we talked about this when the movie was initially announced, but it has been made official. The Beatles are getting their biopic, every single one of them. So we have right here the 4 actors who are going to play each of the Beatles. And the movie is coming out in April 2028. So we got 3 years. But we have right here, this is going to be your cast for the Beatles biopics. Every individual Beatle is getting a movie. First, we got Harris Dickinson. You might remember him from The Iron
Iron
Claw.
Claw.
He is playing John Lennon. Paul Mescal is going to play, and Paul Mescal just recently from Gladiator 2 and stuff like that. He will be Paul McCartney. We have Barry Cogan. He's going to play Ringo Starr from Saltburn. And then Joseph Quinn, I don't know what he's. I'm
Stranger
blanking.
Things.
Stranger Things.
And he's doing the Fantastic Four. He's
Is
Johnny.
he Eddie, dude?
Yes.
He's the only one who could probably play an instrument. Actually, no, Dickinson could play instruments too.
He's going to be George Harrison. Who's excited about this? And do you think it'll be a big hit? And will you
Wait,
see all 4 of them? They're
each
getting
one is
individual
have their own.
movies.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
The John Lennon movie, the Paul McCartney
Are they
movie.
all in each other's movies? Surely they are, right?
I would
I mean, I
expect
would
it.
hope
Yes,
so.
yes. They'll go in and out, but they're 4 individual movies
The
instead of
Beatles
one
cinematic
biopic.
universe.
Essentially, yeah. And Sam Mendes is directing it. He done
Well,
All
Bond
4 of them?
films.
all 4 of them, yeah.
Yeah.
He's making 4 movies. That's
And
crazy.
the
For you.
sucky part is you got to watch all 4 of them. I bet they're all going to intertwine to each other like
I mean,
dumbasses.
if you don't care about Ringo, you can just ignore that one probably. But, um,
You
what was
excited?
it? There was a.
You watch it? You watch
I'll
the
watch
Beatles
probably all
cinematic
4 of them. Yeah, I'm interested. What's gonna annoy me, truthfully, is that they're obviously going to release them like a year or 2 apart.
No, they're all coming out in October 2028. All in that
All
month.
4 of them?
Perfect.
All 4 of
Perfect.
them.
Love that. Love that. All right.
Jesus.
I'm all the way back in because that was the only thing I was like, I don't want to watch a movie and then watch a very similar movie a year later, just from a different
No.
character's
They'll all
perspective.
come out at once in April
Oh yeah, I'm
2028.
in. I like
theaters
that.
too. In
Yeah,
theaters.
I like that. That's cool. Could you imagine? I mean, that's by the way, you talk about Barbenheimer. And that people are going to do the full Beatlemania. I'm calling it right now. Bookmark
Everybody's
this. They're going to do the full Beatlemania. They're going to see all 4 Beatles movies in one sitting. They're going to buy ticket
a
to
lot.
all 4. They're going to watch Paul. They're going to watch John. They're going to watch George. They're going to think about it and then say, I've already watched 3 and watch Ringo. And that's how it's going to go. My personal belief that they're going to get a ton of people who make it a TikTok's trend to watch all 4 Beatles on the same day. No, I mean it's fine. It's good. I like it. We're running out of Beatles who are alive. So I like that they're doing this while we still have a couple around. Um the acting
yeah, right
choices are
now,
weird.
3 years from now, we don't know where Paul McCartney's going to be at.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
I think we can count on Ringo. I really do. I think
What?
we've
Aren't
got
they
it.
both this around the same age?
Yeah, but one of them did more cocaine than the other, and
That's true.
I'm not going to say which one it is, and I'm not going to say if that makes them last longer or not. But one of them definitely did.
Ringo's actually older than Paul. Ringo
that's
is
right.
84. Paul is 82.
Like
Well,
I said,
do you think let's put the over and under. Do you think both of them are going to make it when the movie comes out?
Yeah,
That's
will.
the
That's
real
all I'll say
interesting part.
there. I expect them to be at the premiere.
I expect at least one of them to be at the premiere.
Yes.
Oh man, you
I
got
will
your
go
guilt
that
teeth
far.
on
I
this,
won't
you have this.
promise
They're gonna
any
live
more
forever.
than that. What?
They're gonna live forever. That's what they're gonna do.
Well, I mean,
I
I'm sure
think
John and
John
George
Lennon
thought
was,
something
yeah.
similar, but no, I will say though, like the acting choices are strange. I like the George Harrison one now that I know who it is. That's cool. He's a good guitar player and stuff, and seems like a decent musician. And I know, yes, I understand it was a movie, but in addition to the guitar scene in the TV show, he's also genuinely a good guitar player. I believe Dickinson is also a decent musician in real life. Um, but like, I don't believe for a second that Barry Keoghan can play the drums. Uh, and I don't
I'm sure he'll get
necessarily
the
believe
chaining. He dated Sabrina Carpenter, so he has
he
something.
did, which has nothing to do with playing the drums, but he did do that. And also Paul Mescal.
He's the
Maybe I don't
biggest
know
star
how.
of them.
Yeah, maybe I don't know how old he is.
He's
I
a year
assume.
older than us, I believe.
Okay, so I was just wrong. I was like, he seems a little old to be playing the young Paul McCartney. Um, okay, I mean maybe, maybe. Those two, which ironically they're the two biggest stars of the four, I'm just like, I don't know. It feels a little bit like they found two bigger stars from the UK and made them Beatles, and they
Well, yeah,
they're
this
like,
is
all
a
right,
UK production too, so
no,
keep
no,
that
I
in
mean, yeah, they
mind.
had to be UK because that's where the Beatles are from. I have to, but they should have been, you know. I'm not, and yeah, that part's fine. I'm just saying that like feels like they said we're gonna have Paul Mescal and Barry Keoghan in the Beatle movie. Which Beatles should they play? And then they said, I don't know, what about Ringo and Paul? And they said, cool, let's do Ringo and Paul. And they say, which one is which? And then they made a decision, and boom. And then they went ahead and casted everybody else and found their John Lennon and their George Harrison because those two seem to make more sense to me. That's just my opinion.
Okay. I'm excited. I'm sure they're gonna kill it out there, and we'll
Oh
see how
yeah.
that all unfolds. So let
Get
me
ready
let
for
me
Beatlemania.
so let me play you a couple of viral things. Now, this is funny, guys. We as society are keeping coming up with party ideas. The idea that the gender reveal party is a thing now. You know, we're giving parties for people graduating the second grade. We're giving people parties who, walk down the street. Well, I got a new one. I laughed. I think it should happen. But then I was like, no, this is stupid. But then I'm like, this can't be a thing. If it was, give me some more information on it. But we have this, the first ever divorce party. Tim and Lori are getting a divorce. This is an invitation someone got. Come
Nice.
celebrate the end of a bad marriage and the return of a good friendship. Plus ones are welcome. Ours will be there. Tim and Lori are getting a divorce. How about that, guys? The divorce
I
Can't
party.
wait.
know
I can't
I
wait for Ryan's
I
divorce
know
card to come to
people.
be.
Oh shit.
I know people actually. They're not
Oh
married.
no.
They're not married. They're
Bro.
breaking up. Like they've been a long-term relationship, they're breaking up, and one of them, not both, one of them is interested in throwing like a divorce party. I know they're not getting divorced, they're just breaking up, but
What friends
like
do you have, Ryan?
they're just some friends that I have. I'm sorry, but I know people who actively think that they should do this. I think this is a bad idea.
What?
The breakup.
The breakup divorce party.
Of
I don't.
course.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say I don't know that you should celebrate it. Like, I get the idea of turning something bad into something good. Like, my family is actually really big on having like parties after like wakes and funerals, like bigger ones. I don't mean like the normal everybody has a sad Italian dinner at a restaurant and goes home. I mean like bigger than
Yeah.
that. And so I like that idea conceptually, but like you I don't know. Like it's different. It just is different. You're getting separated and maybe it's for the best. I actually a strong proponent of the idea that sometimes two people should not be romantically involved. I don't think that that's a problem, and I don't think that it's necessarily a sign that one or both people did anything wrong. But while I do think you can probably be friends with your ex, and I know that Matt and Jose are going to disagree with that in just a second, I do think it's weird to celebrate leaving your partner. That's strange. Like you can just go ahead and quietly, away from others, become friends again. And that's fine. You want to after a couple of weeks all hang out all together like you normally would do, grab drinks after work, whatever. Fine, give that a try. But bringing everyone together to be like, this is it. We're not together anymore. Like that is super
Yeah, tell your
strange
friend
to
that's a
count down the
terrible
end.
idea.
Like I said, I Oh, sorry.
Is this person? Are they normally like out there?
Yeah, kinda. Not no. Out there's the wrong term. They
Like
like
you're
to
not
party.
surprised that they came up with this idea.
No, they like to party.
Just throw a party.
Yeah, like, and I think that's what it genuinely is. No, but seriously, I think that's what it is. It's like some people like to take a bad thing and make it good. They like having fun with their friends, and so this is a reason to do that, right? You said people celebrate second birthdays or second grade graduation. You don't need to celebrate second grade graduation, but you want to because it's fun to have your friends over, grab a couple drinks, and make some hot dogs, and so that's what you do. But yeah, this is one of those times where I think the best thing to do is not follow that instinct to try and make something chipper. You know what I mean? Sometimes things are uncomfortable, and you gotta let them be uncomfortable, and then they'll get better.
Yeah, I guess. I guess. What about you, Jose?
Wow, Matt doesn't seem sold. Matt doesn't seem sold.
I would like to
Oh,
have
this
a
is one of the
party.
this is one of the dumbest ideas I've ever.
Are you bugging, Matt? What the fuck?
I'll go to any other part. The divorce part. What are you supposed to do here? Talk about the good times you had, or talk
It's
about
single
somebody
people
gave up?
mingling. It's
Somebody
single
learned.
people.
Somebody gave up. What if somebody does start hooking up with somebody at your divorce party?
Awesome. That's
You're
the point.
divorced.
You're divorced. Why not?
Which of my friends am I gonna rebound with? That's what the
Yeah,
divorce party's
exactly.
for. All right. I mean, honestly, there are worse ideas, I suppose. No,
I
seriously,
mean,
there are.
yeah, it's called a wake. Who goes there to have fucking punching OJ about and talking about
No,
your
not at
fucking?
the wake, Jose.
Well,
After.
I'm just saying they have parties for wakes and shit for dead people that are not going to be here no more. I
Yeah.
rather go have parties of seeing two single people that just want to get their freak on and want to get out there and get laid. Fuck,
Let me
let me
ask
throw
you
that
two.
party.
I'm going to the party too, let's be clear. But anyway,
Was
sorry.
there ever an ex you had that you would have loved to celebrate the breakup? Look at me,
No.
I'm no longer with this.
Well, of course we all do. The one you hate the most, so you can see it, so she can watch you fuck another girl right there at the party.
Well, hold
Sure.
on. But hold on, like,
Right in the ass.
no. Who wants someone they hate at a party with them?
Well, I thought that was just joking that part, but of course you want
No, but
someone.
seriously, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, obviously these two don't hate each other.
Yeah, they're friends.
Yeah.
The return of a good
Yeah.
friendship.
So if you're asking if I have any exes who are friends that I would have liked to have a breakup party with, no.
Would you have a break? You wouldn't have a breakup party with your wife if it ended like
I mean,
even like both of y'all one decided to walk away?
yeah, it would depend on how it ended. Obviously, if I really felt that it was
Well, of
ending
course, if
like that,
if you caught her smashing three guys at one time and you're
right,
like, "Hey, where's my invite?" and then you didn't get one and you ended it, I get it. They ain't gonna
right. That's
have
what
a
I'm saying.
fucking
It
party.
depends. But yes, I would say that if something like that happened, even earlier, like let's pretend we didn't get married. Let's say that we tried it out for years and decided not to get married, right? And broke up. I would be fine having a breakup party in that scenario because yes, we were together. We were together a long time, but we're just friends now, and that's okay. And I would be fine hanging out with our friends. In a way, I think it helps the friends understand, like, yeah, there's no hard feelings. You don't have to walk on eggshells about inviting us. Like that part, I get. I do. I think the problem with divorce parties is just like there's a whole legal aspect. Like you're like going to lawyers to get out of a contract, and it's just really weird to celebrate that differently than a breakup. My opinion, but
No, I don't think you're wrong on this one, right? I will say, one of my favorite Curb Your Enthusiasm episodes when Larry and his wife get divorced, and they play on the whole Trump. We're choosing this person. We're going with this one.
hmm,
That still cracks me up.
hmm,
Have you ever had that ever? A strong relationship, they go their separate ways. So I got to pick a side now.
I have not.
Me either.
Yeah, well, me and Ryan are about to enter the people getting divorced era of our life.
I mean, I've already had a
We
couple
are.
friends get divorced.
See, there you go.
But I'm hoping not too many more. I got more. I got more weddings coming up, so I'd like to think I'm still in the wedding and happiness era, but we'll see.
Nope, you're not. So,
Mm.
no, I'm kidding. I'm sure it will work out. So, for those who are out partying and, you know, we talk about people shooting their shots. This is one of my favorite videos of someone shooting their shot. So let's see that. And then we'll play our new character that I can't wait to introduce. You're at the Rog Bar. Look at this, right? This is in San Diego.
Trying to dance for a hot second?
You said what?
You trying to dance for a hot second?
I got a fiance and 3 kids. I appreciate it
Do
though.
your big one.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
Thank you.
I
don't
don't
know
have
why
a
he-
fiance and 3 kids.
First of all, I don't even know if why he has a head camera, but isn't that a nice wholesome rejection? You want to dance for a hot second?
He lied to her.
Let me ask you: would you have a dance with a hot second, Jose, with her, or you agree? with what
If
they
it's
did?
for a hot second.
Hot, it
Why
has to be
not?
a hot second.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad looking.
No, I didn't think so either.
Yeah, I don't understand what this. If the guy, presumably the guy is single, he was like, I don't have a wife and 3, fiance and 3 kids.
Well, maybe she looks just like chocolate. That's
Yeah,
probably that's
right.
the only thing I can think of.
They just like white girls, or
But yeah,
No,
I don't know.
nobody's for her. And
no.
That part was weird to me. Again, it's a dance. You don't have to
Oh,
get married. But
I saw an ultimate. I can't have it. I don't have it here. I should have, but we're talking about the snow bunnies. That somebody was shotgunning a Starbucks smoothie, and somebody commented like, "This has to be the final boss of the the final boss of the snow bunnies." All right, the last thing I'm going to show you guys today, we got a new character. We've had fun with Game is Game. We've had fun with OCDA, Occupational Cares Diversity Affairs. Who else have we had fun with?
what's his name? The dude, the hug guy, or the one who calls about bad news.
Oh, John Breaks Bad News.
Yeah.
not my
I-
favorite.
I got a good one for you. This guy is named Raging Italian, and it's just this son messing with his dad, who's a raging Italian from the Bronx.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna play you these 4 clips back to back to back, and you'll see why this makes you laugh. Literally, every single one of these videos has made me laugh, cry laughing. And I learned, so I guess the dad's from the Bronx. He actually moved to Connecticut. I don't know where, but they live in Connecticut now. And yeah, let me show you how hilarious Raging Italian is. So you got this one. This one's called Getting Wingstop at 12 a.m. pranking on Raging Italian dad. All right, we're still there. Raging Italian dad, number 1.
You'll be right back. It's fucking 11. It's 11 fucking 20 at night. What do you mean you'll be right back?
I want to get food. I'm going to get Wingstop.
It's fucking 11:30.
Yeah, it's the only thing that's fucking open, dude.
Why the fuck do you wait till 11:30? You gotta go out and get fucking food now?
Because now I'm hungry. You
When
want,
I fucking cooked for you earlier, you said you weren't hungry.
you want anything?
No, I don't want fucking anything. I'm fucking you ain't going to fucking Wingstop at 11:30.
I'm going.
Then you complain you got no fucking money.
I don't complain. That's
Anthony does, whatever.
Yeah, I'm not
You're
Anthony.
fucking giving Wingstop probably $300 a fucking week.
Okay, listen, I'm not that fucking fat.
It's
dude.
11 fucking 20. You don't need to be
Oh,
going
so-
out to get fucking Wingstop.
So you're calling me
Get
big
some-
now, huh?
What?
So you're calling me fat now, huh?
No, I'm calling you to fucking get something out of the refrigerator.
You want anything?
No, I don't want any fucking. I don't
I'll
want you
give you some
going
wings so
anywhere.
you can calm down.
Dude, you fucking
What?
go out of the house every fucking night. You guys wait till like 11. You'll be like, yo, I'm going to Wingstop. We're at 10:30. Anthony's like, I'm running to fucking Target. Like, why do you guys
Dude.
wait till the end of the fucking day?
Dude, one bite of those wings and you'll forget why you're ever fucking mad.
You know what, dude?
That's
Stop
like-
with the fucking Wingstop. It's
Dude,
every
you're spitting
fucking day.
everywhere.
It's every day.
We'll be right back, dude.
So this is what, so you can see the theme we're about to go in here.
Yes.
By the way, so that's one of the ongoing jokes with this guy. He always jokes with his dad about going to Wingstop.
Okay.
I've never had Wingstop.
It's
I
gross.
was
I had
think-
Wingstop.
Is
Yeah.
it good? I was thinking
No,
the
it's
closest
gross.
one's in Bridgeport. I was thinking, is it worth
No.
going to Bridgeport?
Nope.
Ryan says no. Jose,
if it's 12 o'clock at night, it hits the spot. I ain't gonna lie.
Sure, it's if you want to replace Domino's with Wingstop one time,
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. There you go. Yeah, I would.
So
definitely
better
buy it.
or worse than Buffalo Wild Wings?
Worse by
Worse
a
than what
considerable
Buffalo-
amount.
Yes.
Is it really? Huh?
Yeah, it's not
Wingstop
good.
is bad.
My goodness,
Is it really?
mad
They really
ghetto,
messed up the
too.
chicken wing?
it's soggy.
Yep, they drenched that shit with sauce. It's just mad ghetto. I feel like you can you take them around like they'll take you around the corner and you can buy weed off them or some shit. Like it's like 1998 or some shit.
I mean, I haven't had that personal experience, but I mean, it is bad. The wings are bad. I will give you that.
Interesting. Okay, well, no sponsor there. Next.
Sorry, yeah, no sponsor for Wingstop.
So can you tuck me in? Prank on my raging Italian dad. Look at that comment. You can see.
Come here.
What the fuck do you want, dude? Why do you break my balls? I just came upstairs.
Close the door, dude.
What do you fucking want?
I'm about to take a nap. Can you tuck me in?
What?
I said I'm about to take a nap. Can you tuck me
The
in?
fuck is wrong with you? Tuck you in?
Yeah.
What the fuck is this bullshit? Where did this come
Just
from?
come here.
Where the fuck did this come from? Tuck me in. How fucking old are you? You've never asked me this. Why all of a sudden?
I'm tired. I want to take a nap.
What the fuck you want me to do?
Tuck me in.
Tuck you in? What did fucking I haven't tucked you in since you're fucking 2.
Okay, well,
What,
I'm
you fucking dumb?
well,
What
I'm
is this
2-0
bullshit?
now. So
I don't give a fuck. What is this fucking nonsense? This is fucking creepy.
just come tuck me.
You're a
creep
fucking
me.
weirdo, dude.
I'm a fucking weirdo.
Tuck me in? Where did you get this fucking brilliant idea from? What is this,
Just tuck
something
me
you and your
in.
friends fucking do now?
Why can't you tuck me in? What's the big deal?
Are you out of your fucking mind? Where did this come from?
Dude, I just want.
Why is
come
it
on,
so
just
funny?
tuck me
It's
in,
fucking
dude.
weird.
You're wasting time.
Tuck you in.
You could have been
Are you
downstairs
fucking
already.
nuts?
You could have been back
Are you
downstairs
fucking
already.
nuts? What is it with this bullshit today?
Just come here.
Why are you breaking my balls?
Not breaking
you
no
call me, I'm
balls.
fucking moving the fucking laundry. Can I come
Oh
in
my
here?
god, you're fucking
Can you
useless.
fucking tuck me in?
You're
Are you
useless.
fucking kidding me?
Dad, come here.
I got this one. Crying when he yells at me.
Garbage. Because I was going to the dump this morning.
Yeah.
You said, yeah. I'll bring it down. And it never fucking came down. I wake up this morning, your fucking garbage is overflowing still. Are you fucking serious?
You hurt my feelings. Get
Get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. What are you, a fucking girl now? You fucking crying? You're a baby?
You hurt my feelings. You stop
My
yelling.
ass, stop the fucking act. Next time I fucking tell you to bring the fucking garbage down, bring it down.
I am.
Why are you fucking whimpering?
Because you fucking hurt my feelings.
I hurt your fucking feelings? You fucking gotta be kidding me with some bullshit.
What, dude? Stop.
What is wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
I'm taking you to a fucking psychiatrist. Please fucking help, dude. There's something wrong. I gotta fucking put you on medication or something. Look at this fucking behavior. You're like 99,000 fucking personalities. Every day it's something with you. I told you to fucking empty the garbage.
I'm gonna, dude. Stop.
You're fucking.
Stop yelling.
What are you fucking crying?
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me, dude.
Stop,
Seriously. Last night.
Oh man, my favorite one so far.
Tell him you
Those
got a
comments.
worker from Wingstop pregnant. I saw that too.
That hasn't come out yet.
Oh my
Still
God.
waiting for that one. And last one for today. Ranger 10 freaks out over girls.
Clubbing now. This is the new fucking.
That
Tell me about this now.
Because you're fucking going clubbing now. This is the new fucking thing where you guys are coming home at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
You're probably fucking going there because there's girls there, right?
Well, no shit.
Okay, well, you could fucking get yourself in trouble. Like, you don't need to be sleeping with anyone at fucking 20 years old, all right?
Dude, I'm not sitting at anybody's house. What are you talking about?
Not fucking sleeping at their house, you jerk off. You know what I fucking mean. You know what I mean? I don't
Okay,
even
yeah,
want to
now-
think about it. It fucking grosses me out.
Well, you
to even
shouldn't.
think about you or Anthony
Well, then
with
don't
a fucking
think
girl.
then don't
It's
think about
fucking
it.
disgusting.
Then
to
don't
me.
think about it.
It's fucking
I know what
nauseous.
I'm doing,
I can't even
dude.
get the image out of my fucking head now.
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you know what you're doing. Rosie Palmer
He's
and the
laughing.
Five Friends. That's about all it
Yeah.
is. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't fucking
What am I,
sit there-
fucking idiot? What am I,
Five
an idiot?
friends.
You know what? A lot of guys are fucking stupid. They got kids fucking early in age.
Yeah, well, guess who's not stupid?
Also, there's fucking disease. Like, it just grosses me out. I don't even want to have this conversation.
You don't have to. I'm 20 years old,
Skeeves
dude.
me. I'm so skeeved.
I'm not fucking 15.
I'm fucking skeeved
Just
out.
learning how to fucking wank it,
Dude,
dude.
I'm skeeved out. I don't even want to think about you fucking doing that.
Then you shouldn't.
Fucking, it's all fucking disgusting to me.
Then
You
don't,
my fucking
I don't think about you.
But I gotta say something because you're going out to.
Yeah, but
God
I'm
knows
20.
you're bringing the girl out to the park. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. I was fucking 20.
me. Why? Fuck?
Mhm.
So the dad was clearly having a fun time with the last one. I mean, maybe it was a serious thing, but he was like half laughing that entire time. The dad was. He thought that was funny. Like
Even
clearly,
that one gone.
even if he was actually like giving a lesson there and kind of angry about the 2 a.m., he was mostly breaking his son's balls, I think. I don't think he's actually like, you can't be out there with girls. He even ends it with, I was 20 at one point.
Yeah, let's get one more where he's legitimately mad. How about this one? Um, duh, 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 duh. I just had it too. Shoot.
Also, this all must be a Catholic thing. We're talking Italian, and I think it's a Catholic thing because I'll tell you, growing up with an Irish dad, it sounded very similar, both in
right? That
both
East
in
Coast
the
too.
an East, yeah, exactly, a tri-state area Irish Catholic dad sounded very similar, both in terms of the words used and the volume with which they were used at. So I can promise I can, I mean, I am half Italian, so it's not that I've never heard that particular accent yell at somebody before for being a stunad, but it in terms of the dad thing, my dad was not Italian, but he managed to hit most of these greatest hits himself. Not to me as much as my siblings, but yeah.
I'm dead. That's brilliant. There's one, and it was confirmed. These are all real. These are he's just he's a contractor,
Oh
and he
yeah,
just
no.
sons live with him. And he's being a pain in his ass. Somebody thought like he can't be this mad all the time. Say no, he really is.
No, we can. Yeah, I was when I was saying the last one. I don't mean the last one was fake. I mean like
Oh
the
yeah,
dad
I'm
found
just
it
letting the
funny.
audience know
Yeah,
that.
I just thought that
Later.
it was clear that that last one, the dad, while yelling at him, found it kind of funny that he was having this conversation with his son. And again, I'm saying this as someone who has had who has had and then later witnessed a very similar conversation. So that's why I'm saying like I could tell like there's a mix between like, yes, obviously you're trying to make sure that your sons are behaving, but also very importantly, you think it's funny as hell that your sons are even in that situation. You also do think it's probably a little gross because you don't want to think about your sons in the situation, but you
And
know
like
that
he
you were in
said,
that
I'm not sleeping
situation.
over somebody. So you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So,
I have
no,
to
there's
play this
definitely,
one. This
yeah.
one hits close to home. I was, we'll save it for another time where his son got a hand tattoo. This one is Raging Time freaks out over returning stuff at Kohl's.
Oh.
Oh,
Think you
man.
returned them already?
Fucking yeah, these fucking t-shirts suck, dude. They're
Just got
they're
them.
all fucking cotton. They fit like shit. I like the ones with part polyester. Fucking make you go all the way to the back of the fucking store to return at Amazon because they want you to shop through the store so you buy something. They go buy a bra or something.
Well, it's working. You're gonna be fucking sapping
gonna
around
do
out
Norwalk.
A set of bras for you.
there. You're fucking running.
I'm
Slow
gonna get the
down.
fuck out of here. I got other things to do today.
Slow down.
Dude, I got other things to do. Look at the line over there. I gotta go return this stupid thing. You ask me why I'm walking so fucking fast? Look at the line. They got one person. They got 9,000 people returning stuff on a Monday morning. Am I right? They got one person working here. Fucking jackets, dude. They're beautiful for the holiday season. Look at this.
Are you fucking joking? Or are you
Would
being
you be caught
serious?
in one of these things? These are
No,
beautiful.
but I can see you in one.
You have this friggin' sweater.
No, the fuck I don't.
Merry fucking Christmas. It looks sharp, don't it? Think I should go to dinner with this tonight to the restaurant?
You look fucking
What do you
stupid.
think? Huh? Look, Santa Claus. Right? Looks good? Does it look good? He thinks it looks good, see?
It doesn't look. He's lying to you.
To fucking pay $28 for Nike socks because there's a symbol on it. You don't even see the symbol when you're wearing pants, you moron. But you're an idiot. You're worried about buying Nike socks.
They're
You're gonna be
comfortable.
covered by your damn pants. What are you doing? Undressing the mannequin? You found it. It's on the mannequin. You're gonna hurt his arm. Watch out. Look at this guy. He's got something up his sleeve. This guy. He's got something up his sleeve. Watch out.
Dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Can you shut the fuck up for a second? I'm just looking. Did I buy him? Am I walking out of the store with him? I'm looking at him. Can I look at something without you commenting?
They're fucking idiots. You're bringing these fucking things.
I guess you.
My dad had those shoes.
Nothing beats the those complaints about one person and one
9,000 people returning something and one person working the Amazon returns.
typical Kohl's. Am I right?
It seems so, yes.
Fuck, can I do just one more? Just one more. I
All right,
promise
one
this is
more.
the last one. This will be the last one. This is a good one. And then we'll call this quit. This one's called Computer Time's Over with Angry Dad.
What the fuck you doing, dude?
Computer time's over.
What the fuck you talking about? Computer time's over. What am I, a fucking child? I'm in the middle of fucking typing a fucking contract for a customer,
That's
dude.
cute. Computer, you've had enough,
Don't
dude.
fuck around, dude.
Enough screen time. You're getting old. You know?
Are you fucking kidding me?
What?
What the fuck is wrong with you? Who does this?
Me.
You know what's wrong with someone's fucking office?
You're ruining your fucking eyes, dude.
Dude, I gotta get this contract fucking done, dude.
Okay,
I don't have
that's
time
cute.
for your fucking games.
Okay, it's cute, but computer time's over,
Yeah,
dude.
dude, fucking stop!
What?
You can't fucking do this.
Well,
I gotta fucking
actually,
type
I can.
this,
It's
and I
pretty
got a
easy.
fucking appointment in 40 minutes.
All you do is press the button.
Leave it fucking on. Put it on.
Jesus.
You're a fucking
Stop
asshole.
turning on now.
Give me the fucking thing.
Stop turning.
Fucking turn it on.
Stop turning on.
You fucking asshole. Oh, fuck. Jesus Christ.
What?
You're fucking up my day, dude.
I'm trying to help a brother out.
Leave the fucking monitor alone. Jesus Christ.
Dude. What the fuck
God,
is this doing
dude, I
here?
have to fucking get the. What are you doing?
What?
Oh no, he's gonna
Enough.
grab that shit
All right,
again.
dude, enough's enough.
Get the fuck. Leave it.
Stop
Fucking, you're a fucking asshole.
All right, dude, enough's enough.
Oh man, those people who make stars out of their boomer parents, it's hilarious every time.
That last one was wild. That one felt like a death wish.
It's
You want
not
my?
good.
I understand
He's
that
grounded.
he's an adult man living with his dad, but like that one felt like it was honestly worthy of a fist fight.
Bro's getting grounded.
I know grounded would have been lucky.
Oh man, it's great seeing you guys, Ryan and Jose, again. Hope you had as much fun as I did. And
Yep.
we'll be back at it on Friday. So we'll see you all then.
See ya.
See you guys.